trygrasshopper.com/sweat. It's the entrepreneur's phone app. You can have a second phone line. Don't be a jabroni. Don't do that thing where I call your business and it's like, hello? And you're like, is this Rico's Tacos?
He's not here.
Oh, what's my phone? How'd you get this number? And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Never mind. I'm not going there.
I thought for sure I had a cricket sound effect on my sound machine here. Nope.
That'll help my self-esteem.
For grasshopper, because they're both insects.
That's close enough. I was going to go with bad joke. That's what you hear as a comedian.
I need it for that, too. Even for myself.
Hey, I'm getting the runaround with...
Got that. That's not a grasshopper.
We have an iPad for you. That's my water, by the way.
Mine now, bitch.
You don't want what I got. I was just using
absolutely not
as a weight for the charger.
Glad I fucked up your shit.
Way to go, Eric. Way to go.
What about love, though?
Man, Heart really fucking... They're awesome.
I'm more like fart.
Oh, boy. What are we? Some kind of shock jock?
I'm up 2-0.
Are we some kind of shock jock morning zoo program?
I'd love that.
If you want to get the soundboard going, we have that extra old iPad. We can just make that just a soundboard and nothing else.
I know. I just need to take the time to do it.
We got to download an app.
I get giddy thinking about it. I want to do it.
We both love Your Mom's House, the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's still place for that in podcasting. Fart noise every once in a while.
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, like, we have a weird...
Bomb being dropped. That's good. We need that.
In case we're talking about
serious
Hiroshima or something like that.
You know, it's a good... it breaks the silence if it's real serious.
You know, as the co-host, you could just use that soup cooler of yours and you can talk.
Soup cooler?
Yeah.
For a mouth?
I've
never heard that.
Oh, that's an old school. I like bringing old school terms back. I'm like a hipster with language. Go freshbooks.com/sweat if you want some accounting software. If you don't have something, if you're doing a spreadsheet, that is crazy to me. It's like when I ask a lot of people, have you ever written a business plan for your business or like an outline? They're like, no. And you're like, okay. But when the accounting software stuff, I feel like accounting's so tough as far as like you mess it up, it could ruin your whole business.
Yeah, and it's easy these days. They're like, link your bank account. Okie dokie. And then, is this good? Yes, and that's it.
And if you're lazy like I am with our books, you can get your accountant to have access to
that. Yeah, too.
I don't want to pay him for it, but he does it. If, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. And then he's like, you want me to do it?
You're not going to do it, are you?
And I'm like, shit, okay.
Please, Lawrence.
You'll be happy to know I start my Dave Ramsey personal finance class, kind of refresher course for me.
You going to pirate it? Take your phone in video for me?
I'll probably record the whole thing.
Good.
Like dictate style with that Just Press Record app.
Good.
If y'all need a good
Shouldn't
app.
be any repercussions for that.
I don't think I'll ask. I asked.
Well, don't do that.
I asked before my wife and I get in a fight, can I record this? Because
always a good start.
It's getting to the point where I have to.
Okay.
Basically, so so I just want to be on record. Yeah. Yeah.
That's for me.
That's what it feels like. And then, sometimes you got to get your peepers in order. See, peepers, bringing it back.
To what?
Well, look, some people can't see, and some people don't want to get ripped off by the monopoly known as Luxottica that owns Sunglass Hut, that owns Lens Crafters. Everything that deals with eyeglass, sunglass wear in the United States is owned by one Italian company. And I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. They own 97% of the market share. And they own the insurance companies, too.
That's a lot of sunglasses, huh? That's an Italian guy.
Do you have the cricket noise after that?
I told you we need one bad, and I would use it on myself. I'm
big fans of Warby Parker. I had Warby Parker before they were a sponsor. And if you go to warbyparkertrial.com/sweat, you'll get 5 pairs to try on. If you've got a weird head like I do, I got like a John Elway horse head. You can see
Oakley's only for this guy. Straight back.
Owned by Luxottica, man.
The same version by Warby Parker, of course.
No, they make their own, and there's an interesting on how this was built podcast by NPR. We'll promote other podcasts. I know we probably shouldn't. It's a bad business move because you might pause, you might go over that. But my theory is if you listen to this podcast, you probably listen to other podcasts as well, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
I doubt we're the only one for anybody.
There's people that just listen to like Rogan and that's it.
Right.
But like
not
for us,
that doesn't work for us.
We're in a low tier.
Yeah. We're in a puddle of other podcasts.
Not saying quality wise, we love the people that listen. Just saying we're not huge. We're getting girthy. We're working on it. warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. It helps this podcast out when you use the sponsors. Even if you don't buy it quite yet, you can go over there. Each one of these has a discount code attached to it or some kind of promo.
Wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have one.
Yeah, no, it's look, and I love Warby Parker. The idea is just I like disruptor companies. It's Netflix is everybody gets that. Like they're like, oh, streaming to your house? Yeah, got it. Like this is the best thing ever.
Yeah. Hope they don't go away and get steamrolled by the old school.
You're seeing people copy it. There's watch companies doing it, like Warby Parker. There's other eyeglass companies now popping up.
Yeah, I was driving and thinking about Teslas. It's like, man, don't go away, Tesla. Don't go out of business. And then we have Ford electric cars. Those will look stupid. Chevy's got to change their logo.
The bow tie?
Yeah.
Why?
It just makes every car look dumb.
You know,
it looks cheap with a Chevy, and I drive a Chevy actually.
How about this? How about the people that leave the dealer like plastic thing on their license plate? That destroys me. I don't know why. That makes me mad.
I know.
Because it's free advertising for whatever.
Right.
Jim Bob's Chevy dealership in Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, there is a Jim Bob, and his last name's Bob, right?
So I don't know. I was making one up.
I don't know. No, I think there is.
Oh, is
I've
there?
seen that before. Okay.
No, I was literally like I was trying to think of a name not to name any specific dealership because that makes its way back to me somehow. But I wanted to be like
nothing. Sorry.
No, this don't
do drugs.
We've got a custom car guy down, a friend of the program down the street, and he's like, "When you're ready, I'll get your logo. Look at this logo that we have on the table, the company logo." And I'll put it where the GMC is on my
cool.
Yukon. He did it to his. And it looks awesome.
That's sweet. How do you do that?
Because why are we walking around advertising everything?
Yeah.
If you really think about it, like I've always thought that's
they
weird.
built it so they get to do what they want.
Why? It's the most expensive asset most people buy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why should it be hard to customize this, and why don't we want to?
Yeah. That's a good idea for buying new cars for one of these companies. Let you change out, customize your logo.
They'll never
upload it. No, they won't do it. But if somebody did, that'd be disrupting.
Yeah,
I'd say
disrupting brand equity for sure.
Jesus,
you all right?
Sorry, I hit my chair on accident and fell down. No,
Man,
teeny tiny.
Are you doing okay? Is everything? How's the dental world?
Good. How's your swag? We got new shirts. Say Forest Hills Dental if you're watching. So we're both wearing the same ones like idiots.
We're pimping. We're pimping the home team. If it's if there's something going on like this, I'll wear this in the rotation. This will be in for sure.
Oh, I bought the good soft ones.
Well, I was going to say,
this isn't going to be something to just give away. I'm wearing this shit.
It just reminded me. I have rules about when you buy, especially shirts. All my comedian friends fuck this up. They get that Hanes beefy tee that's like almost cardboard.
Right.
And you're like, what do you do?
You got to get the soft tee. I forget what they call it, but they got the soft ones.
So
new ones are
try
nice.
to find the knockoff American Apparel is what I do, whatever it's called. There's a couple of them.
The ones from Sam's Club?
Sure. And just because they have a good cut. The Hanes beefy tee or the Gildan, whatever default Gildan, or Russell, or any of these brands that like they just go, hey, these are the cheapest T-shirts. It's my 5K shirt theory. right?
Yeah.
You ever done a 5K
Yes.
and they give you a shirt and you're like,
Oh, thanks. This will go right in the
cool.
garbage
Right.
or use it to clean shit.
and I want to
in
get
my
the
fridge.
event coordinator or the marketing director of it and go like, look, when you put this many logos on the back and they're not even like, like this is when we want a pattern of something.
Yeah, and
a hierarchy.
they make them look so ugly. Like, just make them look decent and make it nice quality. People will wear it. That's a big part of buying these shirts.
Make it look like a music festival and just put the biggest
Yeah.
sponsors at the top with the biggest size, and then you get smaller as it goes down.
And then spend $3 more for T-shirts per T-shirt. Pass it on to the runners, and then everybody's happy, and you're not wasting money because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Most of that giveaway shit is.
One of the best ones I got was one of those like Under Armour-ish kind of shirts.
Yeah.
It was for like a 10K or something like that, but it was like, oh, I'll wear this everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it fits great.
I've noticed though they do a cheap version of that too.
Even the cheap version's better than a shirt though.
Yes.
For runners. I'm just speaking specifically for running.
Yeah. I'm just they figured out a way to save some money there too.
Yeah, I just don't understand the when people don't think this through. Like, okay, we're gonna get hats for everybody, but the hat, it's gonna have a super floppy bill, and it's gonna look like
Snapback.
it's gonna be a snapback, but it's gonna be short. It's gonna be a short snapback, like height wise.
Oh, good.
You know, like,
yeah.
you know
so
what I'm talking
can't
about?
see anything
So
on the front.
Think longer than normal bill, just a little bit longer bill.
Picture the kid from Sandlot's hat,
Exactly.
like a 1 foot long bill on it.
Right, and then like no height on it, so it just kind of rests almost like a bigger yarmulke.
Yeah.
Like you're a little kid and you took a yarmulke from your dad or something like that. I don't know. I think they're all the same size.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm
flipper, with a flipper taped on the end of it.
saying. Why would you make that? Why even make a hat at all? Like no one's gonna wear that unless they're cleaning their car.
There's so much of that shit.
So
much floating out there.
merch is a weird business. But here's the other side of it. With the comedians, I talk all this shit, and I'm like, look, you could get this, and you could get them to buy it because they're so excited after the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you did well, they want to support sometimes or just whatever. They'll buy it, whatever, and that's cool. I do that too. But I'm like, why wouldn't you want the extra thing? Because they'll put a joke on the shirt from their act, but it won't make any sense, and it just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Gotta get your name on there. Yeah, it's out of context.
I was like, go on Fiverr or Upwork, get a graphic designer to make like a good version of this.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like the distressed look or whatever, it's still going to sell better. It's going to look better overall. And people are going to be like, where'd you get that shirt? It needs to be something that if you're going to wear it out, people are going to want to go, oh, that's a cool shirt, regardless of what the message is.
Exactly.
Like a charity or whatever.
Yeah. I was going for that with this. I'm a little bit limited. Gotta get the logo on there, but they're comfy.
I'm thinking we gotta have something funny, some kind of funny thing on a shirt that people want to ask you about, and that's a good kind of
Like a
way to kind of talk
fake
about
bird poop on your shoulder or something.
Yeah, fake bird poop.
All
just
right,
just
solve that.
Jackson Pollock a shirt with some white paint.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking like something that we can come up with something witty on a shirt that looks like we got it from Urban Outfitters or something like that.
Yeah, for the podcast. Or for the practice.
For the dental practice. Something kind of funny. Like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, I own a dentistry up in North Tampa.
Make it a hashtag. People, for some reason, gravitate to hashtags.
I don't like them on shirts, honestly, because you're not going to get a lot of offline to online action. I don't like when people hand out, would you review us?
Yeah.
I don't think people take that extra 5 seconds to do any of that.
Yeah, the reviews come from like above and beyond service usually.
Yeah.
An expected outcome is not necessarily going to warrant a review.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. But if you goad? Is it goad?
I think it's goat. Let me find my sound machine here. No goats. Shit.
I got that. If you press them for emails, if you keep reminding them, that we were saying off there last night. Your wife was texting me about Yelp, and I'm like, so Yelp about 3 or 4 years ago
For reviews.
they basically kind of created like a premium tier of stuff, right? So you're a small business. I was in the salon community, in the salon industry, and I had all these salon owners that were pissed because they had all these Yelp reviews and they were doing organically awesome.
Yeah.
Then Yelp tiered the directory, because they're essentially just a directory, right? Like
Right.
Angie's List. They tiered it to where if you didn't have, or they just didn't show a lot of reviews.
Yeah.
Because
It's like the top 3.
so they tried to claim it was because they wanted to keep the reviews legitimate, but they never went back and actually rectified it.
Really?
Yeah. So, because it used, one of the salon owners I liked a lot, I would kind of check in on her even after I left the franchise group I was in, and I would ask her, how's that going? And she's like, that just never came back. And I was like, God damn, that sucks.
Oh, that it was like a drop dead date there that happened.
It all happened in like one fell swoop. I remember a bunch of articles because I told your wife because I couldn't explain it via text, and I was driving, and I was driving, and then got home and was doing bath time with the kids. So I was like, I can't.
Well, it got to a point where I was like, listen, if you want to sit there and have me try and explain it to you, we can do that. But like, you're not going to.
It's coming from you.
She's going to be, yeah, well, that too. But either way, it's something you and we do it all the time. But even still, it's like this weird thing where you don't know exactly. I mean, you can. But it's a lot of effort. And it's talking. Well, if you want to have good Yelp reviews, you got to have previous Yelp reviews. The person has to be like a trusted Yelp person.
Well, we gotta yes,
it's just
but it's
ridiculous.
a slow burn too. Like, don't worry about it right now.
I'm not worried about it.
But it is that I would put in the long-term strategy. Since you're using Bird Eye, when you send that email, just put Yelp in the top 3 places to review.
Mm-hmm.
Google should be number 1 always, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I always look at this stuff more philosophical first when I'm trying to explain it, because it's like, all right, so content, right? We talk about content marketing a lot. And I just go, look, overall, here's what Google wants. They want, and this is over the last 10 years. And you can tell me, oh, well, they don't like duplicative content, or they don't like it when you use backlinks or whatever. That stuff's going to change all the time. But just have a general kind of good rule of thumb, right? So I always say, look, what's their incentive? They want unique content that keeps coming up consistently.
Right.
That's going to help your SEO.
Well, Google wants to be a trusted advertiser, partner, whatever. So they want everything that they're showing to be as accurate as possible and as fresh as possible.
This might be a good theme for this episode, is always look at incentives, right? Of whatever you're looking at, vendor, client,
yes,
all that stuff.
I want to go back to that on 401ks that I've been dealing with.
All right. Table that for a second, or cork that, or whatever you want, whatever idiom. And just look at Google. They want the more, like, the better. You're right. The better verified, reliable kind of content that keeps coming up. That's unique. It's not reproduced all the time. That's what they want, because then the ad space is more valuable.
Right.
And that's how they make money.
Yeah, and they want the stuff at the top to be the best experience, website, whatever, that also relays the information that you're searching for.
And overall, it's been that way almost forever.
It makes sense.
Since they've been around.
It makes sense. I mean, it's a completely honest, really goal that they have, where it's like they just want the best stuff at the top, and you're going to pay more if you want to get to the top sometimes.
Well, you're basically a newspaper in a way, if you want to think about it that way, with a bunch of people writing. The quality doesn't matter, almost. Like the quality of it, that the market will decide that.
You're right. I said quality. I meant
quantity.
More, like specs. Like they have certain things they want to see. Like if you put out a new blog post, that it's 300 words at least.
Yeah.
So that it's not just, I did a 50-word blog post. Look how fresh my website is.
Right. Those are like the little rules that we get paid to know about. Like, that's the ongoing stuff that changes all the time. And, for an instance, the duplicative content thing was big. A lot of people kind of know about that, but a lot of people don't really know how SEO kind of really works. And it changes all the time because Google can just go, everybody needs to put a image of a rabbit on their website, and they could just say that because they have 70% of all search, and that includes like social media kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they dictate, they run the market, and so whatever they say kind of goes, and then everybody falls in line after that. But what I will say is the duplicative content thing, I call it the Gawker media strategy of writing, of journalism, where they go, because Gawker's stuff is all about get it out first, have an opinion on it, but we can't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
They ended up getting in trouble for that, but ultimately, with the Hulk Hogan stuff.
Right.
But I would say what Google does allow now is you can take a snippet of a New York Times article. This is what they used to do. This is the formula. Gawker used to do. Deadspin. We both read, I think, a lot the last 10 years. They take the real New York Times piece, take out an excerpt, a paragraph, and then sandwich an opinion above it and below it. And that's it.
And then quote the article?
Yeah. Get 300 words, or 250 back in the day, I think. And then make sure you're using the keyword. So it's like a game of Mad Libs in a way, because you're trying to go, okay, make sure to use this name, but use it in this way too.
Right.
So
you can see how it gets complicated quick.
So incentives are everywhere. Always look at incentives. Like we talked about getting hired in the last podcast episode, and it's like, okay, what's the incentive of the manager to hire someone? They don't want someone that's a bummer.
Yeah.
They probably want someone they know through someone else. No one wants to manage people.
Yeah.
Right?
It's about their experience too. A manager's not going to want to have to deal with all that.
And vice versa, you don't want to be managed. So your incentive is to figure out how to work with someone. No one wants to be micromanaged. Some people want a leader kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
But I would say like incentives are everywhere. And that's kind of a lot of business is trying to figure out that basic psychology.
Yeah. Following the money. Sure. Yesterday, I'm going back and forth, my payroll company, about 401ks. Our previous owner at the practice had a 401k for everybody and everything. And we're trying to figure out what we want to do. And
Bitcoin.
Smart me, it took me
401k all in Bitcoin
till yesterday to realize. I didn't even realize. She made it seem like we had to take over this 401k and get it going because the previous owner had it. And
this is where being like dumb in this area is really helpful, right?
Right.
I just go, wait, do I have to do that?
Yes. I said
I don't
that.
know anything about this.
But the thing, I got kind of sideways answer sort of thing. Well, it's like, well, if you bought the assets and liabilities and all this stuff, and I'm like,
this is how you get to be a yes or no guy.
Yeah.
Do I have to do this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Tell me yes or no now.
I'm there.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, it took me forever to realize how I was getting sold to, and like once you see the numbers going around, you're like, oh my god, yes, it's just so obvious. But
right.
yeah,
their incentive is not to lose you.
Right. Yeah.
The government's incentive is for you to not take out your 401k either.
Yeah.
You get charged on that, your capital gains. I didn't know that the first time I did it. I took out my 401k from my first job when I was on the road doing stand-up full time.
Oh boy.
Well, I knew there's taxes. I didn't know how bad it was.
What was it, like 30%?
Yeah, I mean that's a lot when I was technically like not making anything. So it was like I was technically like on the road, unemployed, paid in cash, whatever. But and I put it all in the IRS, so I can. I'm not going to be like, it was under the table. No, I declared everything because I was nervous with the other guys I was with. would do.
You guys didn't powwow before about your taxes?
We weren't that good. I was the youngest one, and I was trying to get everything in order.
Hey guys, we should really put this in a spreadsheet so we can keep track of it at the end of the year.
I had a spreadsheet of all
I'm sure you did.
Newspapers, television stations in every city we went to.
Jesus.
I would call ahead. I had a whole system. I'd roll calls every day.
Ugh, you're probably miserable.
It sucked. It really sucked. But it was like kind of entrepreneurial. It was
Once in a lifetime sort of thing.
I was 24, 25. Like that. I would do it. I would definitely do it if I had to again. Because it was like, okay, I got to see the country.
Yeah. No, it's a really cool story.
But the incentive,
Glad you did it.
the incentive for the government is we want to keep all that money in. I
Yeah.
mean, taxes. I always love those articles every year around tax season where they're like, don't pay on time. The government basically takes a loan out on the American people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, it's one of those things where they already know. They already know what you're making.
Yeah. It's so fucked.
So
it's like
they're like, it's a trust system.
right. Yeah. I know. I hate that. It's like, can you just tell me what I need to give you? Like, why is this so complicated? You know, like, Jesus.
It's like when you dated a chick that was always like, we need to talk. And you're like, oh, come on, man.
If you just tell me what you did first,
Right.
it won't be so bad.
Like, I didn't do anything. I went out fishing. What do you want me to do? So they already know more or less what you're going to make. And now that everything's digital, it's even like, well, it's got to be way more
Yeah.
like stringent.
Has anybody gone down to the IRS building recently? See if there's even people still working there? Because I feel like they're probably just 3 guys running computers.
I had what's called an AUR. I had to fix.
Aneurysm.
I'm about to. I had to fix something where I guess I underpaid because of, I took out my other 401k or savings to buy my first house. And then the way we did it with the business taxes here the first year together with my personal, something messed up where I owed like a couple $100, but they said I owed like $7,000. And I was like, every time I see an IRS thing in the mail, I'm like, fuck.
It's
Like,
never really good.
Anything in the mail, just in general, just sucks.
Yeah. You can always tell the official like font that they have. There's
mine's-
no decorations. Everything's in black and white.
My incentive is to kind of avoid my mailbox because I literally get nothing that's good news.
No. The
It's-
only thing that comes in the mail that you have to
Bed Bath and Beyond.
well, yeah, well, you got to save those.
IKEA coupon.
The IRS and your banking information, you know, whatever sort of admin paperwork there is behind things, that's like the only thing you need to get in the mail. What else do you need?
So I had to call like the IRS and like get through to a human and go like, hey, this is what's going down. And they're like, okay, fax this in. I was like, fax?
Yes, that's the other thing.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Really?
I like how they decided that's the secure, surefire way to do things.
Our law firm
Doctors
clients do that too.
Doctors do it
blows
too.
my mind.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know.
It's like, you don't think these guys can hack fax? Okay, fine. It's your shit. I don't care.
I don't get it.
Oh, it's just my sensitive information.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. My social security.
Fax it over.
So incentives are everywhere, and I'd say Yelp's incentive, bringing it back to that, is now they got to start making money. Back 4 or 5 years ago, they're about to die out, and they did that tier thing where now they got to get you to advertise, and their advertising is expensive. I think. Now it could be a thing of like Angie's List is expensive for law firm clients. Avo's expensive to advertise on. I call these professional directories. There's no real title for them.
Yeah, it's interesting. Avo. I mean, I guess clients could come in to check out the reviews, right?
Well, so
it's a review site mostly.
All,
right?
but what all these sites do is they pump a shit ton of SEO on their own, and then they advertise, "Hey, come find a lawyer on Avo," instead of just Googling for one. We've got vetted information here.
Right.
It's same with Angie's List. Same. There's all these professional directories. That's how these review sites make money.
Pump a bunch of money into Google Ads, get it right at the top. I'll click that shit.
Yeah, and Google Ads still very effective, but on something where it's a little bit more personal. Teeth are kind of. Some people are very. They want that review. Some people are just. I don't care. You're a dentist. You're fine.
Right.
That would be more the Google Ads people. I would say reviews, like a hairdresser. That's a very, very, very deep relationship for women. That's their therapist and their hairstylist. That's the thing of like they usually have word of mouth is their number one, but number two, should be reviews.
Yeah.
Because you mess up a chick's hair, fucked.
You can see it.
Right.
With your eyeballs.
Well, all chicks hate other chicks.
Well, yes.
And so they see it right when you walk in the room. I've got kind of a Rachel haircut going from the 90s that my person messed up a little bit.
Good.
I don't care.
I didn't notice.
It was bobbing out when it was when I washed myself.
Well, your nipples are hard like Jennifer Aniston's always were.
Yeah, man, I got caught at the grocery store the other day with my hard nipples. No, I saw
Busted.
a chick running around without a bra, and I'm like, does she know what she's doing? And then
she knows what she's doing.
And then I had both kids with me, and I was like, what's going on over there? But I was thinking in a curious way, not in like a perv way.
Yeah.
I mean, she was hot, but it wasn't like, oh yeah,
well,
she's cool.
A lot of women can at least say they're oblivious, like, no, he's not thinking that. Yes, he is.
I was just like, I was more curious about like, is she self-aware enough? Because she was a kind of silly kind of person, bohemian-ish.
I don't know what I should be picturing. Bohemian-ish?
Think like
a beret and a thin mustache.
You'd meet her at like a Fish concert, 99, but she bathes.
Okay.
Brown hair.
Her festival days are over, is what you're saying.
No, she's young. I'm saying like when call it like a 19-year-old, but almost like first time in a grocery store by herself, kind of silliness with her friend who saw me looking at her, thinking I was checking her out.
Yeah,
and I was like, fuck.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
She's
probably like, I know, right?
Right. Why didn't you talk to me?
I tried to tell her to put a bra on.
So incentives are everywhere. My incentive for her, her incentive was maybe not do that, maybe wear a bra.
Let him breathe.
Creepers out there, though. I'm going the other way. There's a lot of dudes strolling around that Publix.
Yeah, Club Publix.
So
Publix.
Incentives are kind of what make or break business, if you really think about it. It's really what, like, when we talk about the economy, if we take a step back and get into this bigger area, when people are like, there should be, the government should supply jobs, they should provide universal health care, which is tricky, but how about school, like higher education?
Mm-hmm.
That one's tough because I don't think that should be really given, but I also don't think these federal loans helped.
It can be earned.
No, but I mean, like, the reason college is so expensive is because of the federal loan process.
Yeah.
And going back to the cosmetologist school in the salon industry, it used to be $3,000 to go through those. Now it's $23,000.
It's gross.
And the big brands are smart. They got on top of it. Paul Mitchell schools.
Yeah.
Redken, all this shit.
Got to buy a 500-page textbook. Carry that around. Got to use that one.
And it's like, really?
From this store.
This is an experience learning thing all the way through.
Yeah.
And so, but you have no choice because they all collude. So they're all expensive. Even the bad ones are like, what? Really?
We can charge more.
And you can go in a trade and do something a lot better.
Yeah. There's tons. I mean, there's lots of stuff that used to be, oh, that's a good job. Be a plumber. You can make $70,000 a year. You work hard, but you get the job done. Now, I mean,
if you don't like drugs a lot, and drinking, you can make $100K nowadays.
Oh, I believe it. When you need a plumber, you need a plumber.
That's not going anywhere. Like,
no.
We're not going to figure that one out. We're not going to figure out a better way to get poop around.
Mm-hmm. What about a bunch of nets? Catch it in nets.
I feel like it would chop up like you would do with
nets are out.
A slap chop.
We'll work on it. We'll whiteboard it.
That's like a McAfee kind of thing. Just poop it in.
Oh, yeah. Mr. McAfee,
where are we
poop
at
in my mouth. That's a good, that's a nice little, you got the clock over there. I thought you were doing it with your head because it's about 30-something minutes.
Yeah, that's good. When we get to poop in nets, I think we have to call
poop
it.
Through the net.
Well, just remember, incentives are everywhere, and I don't know. You got anything else?
Yeah. Watch out. People want your money.
Thanks, Dad.
They gonna get you.
Keep your wallet in your front.
Are you trying to do a song?
I was going to.
Okay.
I was just
This is
gonna.
where I filibust about nothing.
I was just gonna bring up "What About Love" again.
Okay, I'll wait for that. That's good.
Yeah.
But we got to keep talking over.
We got to
get cold.
Well, yeah, we got to get our new theme song going.
Mhm.
We are behind.
Sweat equity.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. Bye bye, everyone.